Hey guys, today I'm going to be repotting my really big and my well-loved Dracaena Laurentii, or otherwise known as a snake plant. I love my snake plant. This guy's pretty large and he's definitely overdue for a repotting. He's actually still in his nursery container from when I bought him years ago. It was just the right size and it was never time to repot. However, there's a ton of new growth pushing through, which means that it could use a little bit more space. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing all of the tips that you need to know in terms of repotting your snake plant, as well as some crucial care tips in there as well. I'm going to be discussing the exact ratios and the ingredients to include in your soil mix. So if you're into all of that, plus a little bit more, stay tuned. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Tyler, and if you like what you're seeing or you find this video to be useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or better yet, you can hit that subscribe button. Now, to really show me some love, click on the bell for alerts and notifications for future content. And oh yeah, don't forget to check out my merch store, tylermossop.com. All right, guys, so I'm going to be using this very large and very heavy container to repot this beautifully large snake plant. Now, I've done a couple of videos on these houseplants before, so if you're interested in finding out more about the content that I've created when it comes to caring for your snake plants, then be sure to check out this video right here. Now, I've also done a slew of repot videos, so if you have other houseplants that you need to repot, be sure to check out the repot playlist on my channel. I'll throw up a link right here, and that way you can get all of the advice and tips you need to know when it comes to repotting your various houseplants. So in this video, like I said, I'm going to be repotting this beauty right here. It has been living in its original sort of nursery container for quite some time, and because of that, I actually want to remove all of the bark and soil mix that's currently in there and just kind of get rid of that and start with a fresh new batch of soil mix. And I'm going to break down the different ingredients and what I've included in it, and I'll show you that right now. All right, guys, so this is the soil mix that I'm going to be using for my snake plant. Now, this is a huge container, so I need quite a lot of mix, so I'm not really reinventing the wheel or anything when it comes to the soil mix here. This will do a great job, and it will definitely do the trick for my snake plant. So what's all in this mix? There is about 80 to 90% of composted pine bark, so that's why it's a little bit more fine grain and not as chunky. And there's also some pumice in this mix as well. This is going to keep everything very nice and well draining, a little bit light and airy, which is great. So I think this is going to work just perfect for my snake plant. And I probably will add some additive just to help ensure that there's no pests in there. It looks pest-free at the moment, which is great, but because this plant is large and you just never know what you can find in and about, so I'm gonna add some of that additive to this as well, and we should be good to go. So let's get rid of what's in there now. All right, take a look at these beautiful thick roots, looking really great. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a ton of those slow release pearls still from its nursery days years ago, still kind of intertwined in the root system, and lots of really great new growth. I'm not sure if you can see any of the little pups coming through, but it's looking like a lot of fun. I could take this opportunity to kind of split and divide this up, propagate it, if you will, but I want to keep this really full looking and just really lush. So I'm going to just keep it as it is and repot all of this in that brand new container. All right, guys, so I've filled up the container with quite a lot of the soil mix already, and now I'm just going to basically take bits and pieces of this plant, if I can, very carefully. So here's one, and I'm gonna kind of take this opportunity to arrange it the best I can, just so it can live its best life. But yeah, So let me just, I might have added a little bit too much soil mix actually. Just move that a little bit over. Make sure that, all right. So this is going to be a very tedious process apparently, but I think it will look really great at the end, so it's well worth it. So let me just see if that will cooperate. See, there's like another whole plant here. Put that like right there. How is this looking so far? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you have a snake plant this big? I want to know everything. All right, so another one here. I'm going to just find a spot for this, kind of on the edge. Just like so. All right. And I noticed that the new growth on these plants, they do like to kind of grow up in and around the container. So probably best to keep these on the root bound side. All right, let's see here. All right, so all right, another one here. Put this guy right here. And all right, last but not least, the big daddy of the bunch. All right, perfect. All right, so very carefully at this point, it would be nice to add the remainder of the soil mix just so it kind of secures and stabilizes everything on the top, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show this on camera. I might need an extra set of hands to do so. So I'll be right back with some important care tips for your snake plant. All right, guys, so this is done. It was definitely a two-person job just to kind of keep everything upright while I put the remainder of the soil mix on the top just to stabilize everything. Now, I mentioned including some anti-pest kind of granules to my soil mix. This is the product that I used, Systemic Houseplant Insect Control. I'm a pretty big fan of this product. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I do typically tend to use this when I'm repotting. In terms of care tips for your snake plant, if you're interested in a comprehensive, complete list of care tips, then definitely check out some of the other videos that I've made. I definitely shared a link at the beginning or close to the beginning of this video, which will have a lot more of a comprehensive care tip instructions, etc. But a few really important tips when it comes to light, water, and fertilization for your snake plant. For me, I really do love to give these plants a lot more light than people normally talk about. Usually you hear a lot of things online about them being really great low light plants. I do prefer to give them some really bright indirect light. I feel like they will grow, thrive, and flourish a lot more. In terms of watering, I don't water these plants very frequently. I would say probably, maybe once a month in the growing season and even less frequently during the winter months. Obviously it's a function of how much light they get, but I do kind of definitely falter to less is best. And what else? Fertilization, as you could see, the nursery had put a ton of those slow release pearls in here. Again, in the growing season, I will give this guy some liquid diluted fertilizer, every time I water it, but basically that's it. I feel like good light is kind of the secret to having a beautiful Dracaena Laurentii or just generally snake plants. Light is definitely the secret. Well, that's it for me. Leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Miss you guys already. Until the next one.